Hello fellow guitar geeks, today we're taking a look at this, the Q-Boost from Stone Deaf Effects. The Q-Boost is much more exciting than I first thought it would be. It's like a treble booster but with more functionality, and this switch from vintage to modern is kind of the secret sauce. It's like 3 pedals, possibly 4 or more pedals in one. So, rather than explain it to you, I'll show you. Let's hear my top 5 tones. The Q-Boost is equipped with top-mounted jacks. We've got in, out, 9 volts. I haven't tested it with anything other than 9 volts, and I recommend that you don't either, because it doesn't say anywhere in the manual to use anything other than 9 volts. Right, on the top, we've got the preamp and the frequency boost, the freak boost, to boost one's freak. These are the knobs here, and they're lovely large knobs that you can really see from a distance. And that's a weird thing to say. What I mean is that I like the design of these knobs. They're not just standard knobs. They look special. So, enough knob talk. Let's talk about what they do. Preamp is how much gain you want. So down here, you're going to get a small amount of gain, and at the top, more gain. And then frequency boost is sweeping that Q. That's a little bit more complicated. So we're going to focus first on the preamp. Then we've got a switch, which is vintage and modern. Vintage, it acts more like a drive, fuzz, distortion-y kind of preamp, and modern, it's more clean. So we'll switch between those in a moment. Then we've got the on-off for the pedal and the frequency on and off. So you can use the pedal just as a boost, depending on which mode you want it in. You can switch that first, then turn it on or off. Or you can have it on, there we go, and switch the frequency on as well. You can't just have the frequency. That does nothing. But it is nice that the red light's there because it tells us whether the frequency is on or off when we do engage the pedal. So let's talk about the preamp section first. Split the pedal right in the middle. Ignore the frequency boost for now. It's on modern, which means if I engage it, it's going to be cleaner. So this is the tone without the pedal. We're going to bring that down and slowly bring it up. So at the moment, it's going to act like an underboost. Now it's boosting. Just turn it off for a second. And it's filling out those tones. It makes it sound better, thicker, warmer, juicier. Let's bring it up a bit more. it's fatter again. Here's with it without. It's adding fatness, it's adding some bottom end or possibly cutting some top end. What it's doing is it's making it's acting as a gain pedal really and just driving that amp even further. That's in the modern mode, so I like that tone very much. As an overdrive, that's a really cool sound. By the way, it's driving this. It's driving the SVT20 from Marshall. SV20, sorry, and it's going through the Harley Benton 212 cab with vintage V30s. I'm miking that up with an E906 from Sennheiser and adding some reverb from the Flint from Strymon. This is the 𝗦𝗢𝗙𝗢𝗔𝗍. It's an SG style guitar you might recognize, and it's one of my favorite guitars in the world. So, that's modern mode. Let's take a look at vintage mode. This is where things are going to get a little bit crazy. So, stick it into vintage mode, and this is what it sounds like without the pedal engaged. Engage the pedal, it's under driving at the moment, under boosting, sorry. So it's fatter, it's distorted, but it's not as loud. Let's bring it up, it's gonna get thicker and fuzzier. So, fuzzier, let's stick it up there. Already a good fuzz tone, driving that already kind of on the edge amp. So it's not clean, it's on the edge. To super fuzz territory. It's a really usable kind of fuzz tone. It's not like, what's the word? It's not super overdriven fuzzy nastiness that I do enjoy, but it is a good fuzz. Let's boost it up a little bit more to about, it does get a bit noisy now, but that's unsurprising. Let's bring the preamp up to about there and see what that does. It's going to get thicker, I guess. Tonally, it's quite Queens of the Stone Age, like really thick, which is unsurprising being a Stone Deaf Effects pedal because they do work with Josh Homme and he plays Stone Deaf Effects pedals. So if you're into Eagles of Death Metal or Queens of the Stone Age and you want that Josh Homme sound, I'm in standard tuning, but it kind of does it. Anyway, let's talk about the frequency boost. Now, to explain this, I'm going to just show you, then I'm going to bring a graph up on screen and we'll go through what it's actually doing. So we've got the frequency boost is off at the moment. Pick drop. And I'm going to show you an EQ on screen now, and it'll show you what's happening to the sound. Here we go. Right, ready. I'm going to use a looper pedal, in fact. So what it did was to sweep through the frequencies starting at around 35 hertz all the way down there, and then all the way through that frequency range up to about 6 kilohertz, which is when it got really, really presency. Depending on where you put it, depends on what kind of sound you want to use. So it didn't sound too nice on that little riff, or that little chord progression of one chord when I was up around here. But that's when we're getting into treble booster territory. So if you heard the top 5 tones, you might notice the sort of faux Brian May sound was definitely used in this like a treble booster. But it's more than a treble booster, because you can boost from 35 hertz, to 6K. Giving it, it's a Q boost. It's boosting EQ, and that Q is a medium Q, according to Stone Deaf Effects. So it's not super thin, so you're not boosting like one band, one frequency at a time. You're boosting a medium range of frequencies, which is much more friendly to guitar tones. Otherwise, we can make some nasty stuff, which would also be fun, I guess. But also not. Anyway, it's very musical. It's better for guitars, is what I'm trying to say, having it at this Q. Let's play around with it a little bit more and do the same thing, or the same experiment, but with the vintage. So it's going to sound more fuzzy. Switching it over. Oh my goodness. It is a super fun pedal, and I didn't think I was going to enjoy it this much because of its simplicity. I thought we'd need some tone knobs and some fuzz and some adjustable this and adjustable that, but it turns out that you can get a lot of tones, and I'm going to play some more with it and find some more top tones, I think. I'm just going to play around and give you some more examples, because I really think that up here in this sort of trebly boostery range is more solo-y. And that's not really how I play. And down about there is where I like it for these deep riffiness. So, in fact, I'm going to change guitars. I'm going to change to something that's in dropped C. That's actually making my speaker destroy itself. It's in dropped B flat, not dropped C. Sorry. This is a guitar that I got from Chris Jupiter, from Jupiter Effects. And it's modded by him, and this is my first time playing it. And so far, I like. Right, let's mess around, maybe not with that low note. Hopefully you can hear now that it's going to sound great on bass, because that's a real... Right, frequency boost. I'm going to boost the bass. I don't really know what to say. I mean, that guitar sounds great. And that pedal makes it sound better. switches. You can imagine that on bass that's going to sound great. It's going to bring out some notes. I'm not going to play bass in the video because I'm not going to do it justice. That's as bassy as I'm going to get in this video. We're already down into the very low notes. So that should satisfy, at least, not satisfy, but at least encourage you to be curious. So buy the pedal and put a bass through it yourself. Sorry, got a bit sassy then. Right, let's do some more nasty tones with this guitar. Really enjoying it. I actually don't know how long I was playing that riff for because I got kind of lost in the pedal. That's a good sign. It's a good sign when I wasn't just trying to demo the pedal. I was playing with the pedal and had this riff, whatever that riff is, and just wanted to make it sound different. I really liked it on the modern around there. Let's play that riff again. Now I'm thinking either buy 2 of these pedals or mod it so you can have a 3rd foot switch to switch this mode here. I would love to have that mode. I'm glad it doesn't have it. Quiet. I'm glad it doesn't have it because it would be too many knobs and it would ruin the simplicity. But imagine if it did have it, then you could switch like from one channel to another on the same pedal. You'd have like a 2-channel pedal amp, which is switchable. It is switchable, but I mean switchable with your foot. And I think that would kick ass. So any pedal modders out there, do that mod. I think you're going to be in for a big reward for doing that. Or maybe Stone Deaf Effects. Maybe, Luke, you can do a deluxe version? I don't know. Or an extension jack or something. Or you can do an extension jack which switches the mode and an expression pedal so you can do the frequency boost so you can wah it. Speaking of wah, let's do a riff and then let's wah it. Stop! Let's take a look inside the pedal and see what makes it tick. So there's the inside, and there's a lot more chips than I expected. I thought this would be like totally analog. Like on that side, that's kind of more what I was expecting, but there is some chips and stuff. Don't expect me to understand what I'm talking about, by the way. I don't really understand electronics. I just know what I think sounds good and what I don't think sounds good, and what's well made and what isn't well made. And this is well made. All right, Stone Deaf Effects, that's the inside of your pedal. I will now put it back together and I will give you my 2 cents. The Q-Boost from Stone Deaf Effects is quite a surprise. I thought this was going to be just some, you know, fairly normal rocky, saturating the Marshall amp into a little bit more rock tones so we get a bit more thickness. And that's not the case at all. It is basically like in the modern mode, it starts off fairly clean down here, under boosting and then boosting a little bit, and then really only adding that saturation, that thickness when you get sort of up around here. And then the vintage mode, that's fat, that's thick from the get-go. And as soon as you get up there, you've got a really usable fuzzy tone, and that's even without the frequency boost. Then you turn on the frequency boost, and you can. I mean, I didn't play too much around down here, if I'm honest, but that would possibly boost some solos when you need a bit more thickness in your solos. In fact, that with a delay pedal or some kind of like the Mimic, you know, some what's the Mimic do? The auto double tracking. There we go. And then up here, it's just beautiful treble boost and beautiful mid boost that you get from a Tube Screamer. It's more than one pedal in one. It's a real great addition to my pedal board because, yes, it's going to go on my pedal board. I'm in a rock blues kind of band at the moment. We're playing some rock and some blues, both kinds of music. And and some country as well. And folk. 4 kinds of music. And I'm gonna put that in there because that with the Marshall just kicked butt every time. And there's some Beano tones in there. There's some Queens of the Stone Age. There's a lot going on for the small price that this is. The Q-Boost comes in at about 150 euros, which for a boost pedal seems like a lot. So don't look at it as a boost pedal. Look at it as a boost pedal with drive and fuzz and saturation and this amazingly tweakable frequency boost. There are drive pedals on the market that are far more expensive than this that do not do as much and in my opinion don't sound as good. What this is doing is it's making your amp sound better. It's certainly made the Marshall more Marshally, but also it has that Stone Deaf Effects quality to it. There's a certain tone that Stone Deaf do, which is mainly encapsulated by Queens of the Stone Age, by Josh. And it just has this voice that makes it sound like a Stone Deaf Effects pedal, but you don't have to be Josh Homme to use it. It does all the stuff. As I said, I'm going to be using it in the blues rock songs because it's going to push my guitar right to the front of the mix. And I know Steve, the other guitar player, doesn't have one of these. So I'm going to be just a little bit more ahead in the mix sometimes. Unless Steve gets one of these, which I recommend you do, Steve, if you're watching. It's hand-built, it's well-built, I think it looks gorgeous, it does no more than it needs to do, so there's no complicated controls. Having said that, I really would like an expression pedal input to sweep that cue, because that would be a lot of fun. I'd also like to foot switch the vintage and the modern, which I'm sure Stone Deaf Effects thought about doing at some point and decided not to, because they've kept the beauty and the simplicity. However, I kind of want it. Sorry, guys. So if you're looking for some kind of drive boost that's extremely versatile but also very simple, I would absolutely recommend this. It's going to go on my pedal board. That's not going anywhere. It's going to go straight on the board as soon as I finish this video. Well, actually, I'm going to play it a bit more. But anyway, it's $150. If you want to buy it, there are links in the video description. They are affiliate links, some of them. So I will earn a little kickback from those purchases that you make. And I recommend that you do make them because then, we can make more videos and have more guitar fun together. It is the end of the video, which means it is time to say you've made it to the end of the video, which means you're in the End of the Video Club. And to prove that you are a member of this prestigious elite, when you leave your comment, please also include the phrase, "Cue me up." And that'll let me know that you watched this part of the video and we can all join in and be together in a little family of Q-Boost video family people, members. That just leaves me to say thank you for watching the video, because without you guys I'd just be sat here talking to a camera. Thank you to Stone Deaf Effects for sending me the pedal and for sponsoring the video. And I guess if you like the video, then give it a thumbs up, because then more people get to see it and we can spread the Q-Boost love. Or give it a thumbs down if you really didn't enjoy it and you're one of those people. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye!